Howdy, howdy, howdy! I am Crazy Gaby, and as you can see, we're in a different location, but you got the same beard right here. Trust me, this is the sort of change that is good. No need to worry, my friends. Still gonna bring you the very best fantasy sports information. Looking at yesterday's action, gotta give a big shout out to the UConn Huskies. Second-year coach Kevin Ollie has done a number on this program, and if you remember, the Huskies were in peril no less than 2 seasons ago. To go from that to national champions is absolutely an impressive accomplishment. Last night's game puts a cap on one of the craziest tournaments we have seen in NCAA history. You got a 7 seed and an 8 seed playing for the title. You had upsets galore. I don't know what else you could have asked for. One of the best times of the year to be a sports fan, by far. Contrasting the NCAA excitement was an abysmal day in baseball. It was already a short slate. The rain decided to come down to the ground and it basically messed up everything. A lot of the lineups were the same. Just wasn't a whole lot of fun. Looking forward to tonight. Got a lot more games on tap. And perhaps Major League Baseball should have took a note from the NBA and just taken the night off instead. But that didn't mean Raptors center Jonas Valanciunas stayed home. Jonas. He was spied with an open container in his car at a drive-thru, pulled over, tested, blood alcohol level too high. It will be interesting to see how this affects the Raptors moving forward. They're one of my favorite teams in the East, and Valanciunas heating up is one of the main reasons I think they could be a contender. I'm not sure what's going to happen now. These sorts of things can affect the continuity of teams. They can screw up a lot of stuff. I'm not going to say it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward because you don't really want to be interested in something like this, but at the same time, it's definitely going to throw a wrinkle in the Eastern Conference playoff picture. Now, the part I know that all of you are waiting for, tonight's plays. As far as the NBA is concerned, all you really need to do is not get screwed over. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but at this point in the season, half the teams in the league are just preserving themselves for the playoffs. The other half are just tanking so they can get the best draft pick positioning. So really, you just need to find the situations where you know you won't get screwed over. That brings us to the Hawks and Pistons games where the Hawks are barely clinging to the last playoff spot. You gotta figure they're gonna put their top options out in full force against the Pistons' putrid defense. The Nets taking on the Heat is also a very interesting contest as Paul Pierce has been a beast against the Heat this season. Did you know also that the Nets are the only team the Heat have not beat yet this season? They seem to have the Heat's number. Could be an interesting playoff matchup. And Paul Pierce averaging 24 points per game in this series, way up from his season average. I'll also be loading up my contest with Houston Rockets as they take on the Los Angeles Lakers. And the Rockets definitely need to hold serve as the Trailblazers are hot on their tail for the 4th seed in the Western Conference. Moving over to baseball, it's tough to predict exactly who you should be playing early in the day because batting order matters so very much in baseball. There are, however, a few favorable situations that you should be exploiting. The first one is Tim Hudson in a pitcher's park as a pretty large favorite. He can be found as a great value across the industry today. My top pitcher is Gio Gonzalez. He's a big favorite and he has a really high strikeout to 9 innings ratio. Very important aspect in daily fantasy sports is getting those extra points from strikeouts. As far as hitters are concerned, swing away! Red Sox right-handed bats against Martin Perez should be a safe bet. You want to look for guys like Johnny Gomes, Daniel Nava, Dustin Pedroia, Mike Napoli. Find out where they're batting, make sure they're in the order. Those are the guys you'll definitely want to target. And then you go over to the Blue Jays right-handed bats against Brett Oberholzer. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not too good with the names. It's never been my forte, so to speak. But you could definitely load up on guys like Encarnacion, Jose Bautista. They're going to be safe bets this evening. On to the question of the day. I know it's one of your favorite things. It's one of mine too. I get to interact with you. I do this for you, ladies and gentlemen, just for you. So to hear your voice talking back to me, it warms my heart. I promise. I swear. No sarcasm at all. I want to know how you think league offices should respond to players' legal troubles. Of course, Jonas Valanciunas getting pulled over for drunk driving last night. Should the league stay out of it and let the legal system take its course? Should they be even harder than the legal system? Should they wait and see what happens? It's really kind of a gray area. There's no cut and dry answer for what the league does, and it's usually unique to each situation. I want to know your thoughts. Tell me what you think you would do if you were a commissioner of any of these sports faced with a situation like this. I'm Crazy Gaby reminding you to be a man, grow a beard.